This is kind of exciting. You're gonna watch me inaugurate my new storage system. I'm gonna do at least one of my old bins. This is some older inventory, some of my oldest inventory. We're gonna go through, look at each item. I'll talk about why it didn't sell. First item is actually, shockingly, a Todd Snyder shirt. If I can show you the logo. Todd Snyder is a great brand. I'm shocked to meet this boy in these circumstances. I had it priced at 29 bucks with free shipping. It likely did not sell because it has a small hole in it. That's probably why. I will be hanging on to this. It's running on a sale right now automatically, so I have a feeling that this may end up selling. I don't think this needs a whole lot of triage in order to remain in my shop. So let me fold it up and give it new life, being suffocated in a suffocation warning bag. Here we go. First item, new inventory system. And you know what? I folded it inside out like this, or with the buttons facing in, which is how I've been doing it because I've been shipping stuff out without the added step of putting the stuff in the clear bag, which is mandatory for this inventory system, which is why I'm doing it. I'm on the record somewhat scandalously of saying that you don't actually need to ship stuff out with those clear bags. And you don't need to. But for this particular inventory management system, you do need them. So I am going to switch it up and do buttons out because it will have the intervening protective layer. They are less likely to break in transit, the buttons. If I'm shipping out something like mother of pearl, thin mother of pearl buttons, I'll probably still do it the other way around. But this way I can confirm that the brand is correct. In the bag it goes. Off comes that. On it sticks on the hand. And on goes the first sticker, 0001. I just bought these pre-made. I have numbers 1 to 2000. Stick it on that corner. There it is. Item number 1. And very crucial, to change the SKU over. If I wouldn't get dinged for copyright, I would play the Halo theme as I put it in the bag, or in the box here, rather. All right, and we're off. Pair of pants. I'm gonna guess these are North Face, and they are. Pair of North Face pants. They are not convertible. They're just long hiking pants. They have a belt. I think there was something wrong with these. I don't remember what it was. Maybe a broken zipper or something. That's the reason why these are weird. They're fastened up here, so there's no button fly. You can't open the fly. You can only zip up and down for wiener dispersal when you're hiking, I guess. So kind of a weirdo one. Am I hearing dry rot? So dry rot is this thing that happens with elastic waistbands where, and this is very important to know when you're sourcing. If you find a stretchy waistband, stretch it and listen. And if you hear snapping and crinkling, it's dry elastic that has been corroded and is no longer sale worthy. Do not sell it unless it's something incredible. I think that sound was the outer fabric catching on the woven nylon belt. This should be a better item than it is. I'm gonna keep it in the store for now because it is on deep discount. Someone will grab this for real cheap and I'll just be able to get rid of it. But it is North Face long hiking pants, especially convertible pants, have done pretty well for me. These sort of vanilla outdoor brands, and I do consider North Face to be vanilla, or common, I guess is a better adjective, in comparison to something like Cool, or certainly something like Icebreaker, or Arc'teryx. The pants, the bottoms, tend to do pretty well. The bottoms and the shells, the windbreakers, stuff like that. This is fella number 2. Wow, we are 3 for 3 on head scratchers. This is a men's size XL Denim and Supply Ralph Lauren shirt. Denim and Supply is typically pretty good to pick up from Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren, you kind of have to have your sea legs with to know what exactly is worth sourcing and what is not. Denim and Supply was discontinued a few years ago, so the clothing is typically in pretty good demand. This was priced up-ish. Let me see if there's a flaw or something with this. Maybe the demand is just lower. I'll check that in a second. Now, there's a little bit of sweat staining on the brand label, but otherwise this should have sold. When you're looking up sell-through rate, I know that you can't see my screen. You'll just have to use the power of your reading rainbow imagination. When it gives you the estimated search results at the top of the page, like it's telling me 1,600 plus results for my search keywords. If you scroll down to the condition submenu on the left-hand sidebar, it'll give you an exact number. So the estimate was 1,600. The actual number of used active listings is 2,126. That's a big difference. For some reason, that top number is often pretty wrong. So it's like 50% sell-through. This still should have flipped. This is another one that has a home in my store, certainly. And we'll have a hearth and home until it finds a new one. Most of this I'm going to do off camera. I'm not going to go every single bin, although I'm in need of content, so maybe I will. Here's a Betty Page hoodie. I remember this one. I priced this ambitiously because it's pretty rare. The brand is Dragonfly Clothing. I don't really know much about Dragonfly. I think I've sold it a couple times, but it's Betty Page official branded, and that stuff I think is worth some pretty good money. Let me look it up. Yeah, I had it priced at $100. It's on sale right now. It's still getting views, and it has watchers on it. I think that'll probably flip. Betty Page stuff, you can just load it up with keywords: rockabilly, pinup, retro, vintage. What was it, 60s, right? Betty Page was 60s. Let's see how well this fits. It's a women's hoodie, so it should still fit in this mailer. This Norman mailer. Stupid ass joke. So I just folded it and I realized that metal zipper is still going to be on the outside and could potentially, I don't know, cause a problem. So I'm going to fold it the ye oldie styley. I might just keep doing it, folding the stuff inwards, so it's facing inwards, just because it's what I'm used to, and because, I mean, you can probably pretty much tell without actually seeing the brand tag, I would think. This is Urban Outfitters. I just remember this one. I bought it because of the crazy pattern. Made it through the whole summer without flipping. Probably had it priced up too high. I'm running an aggressive sale on my entire inventory, standing inventory. I just want to get the stuff out of here. And the stuff has been selling really well. There's a deep discount, and stuff I am making money overall. Some stuff I'm losing a little bit of money on. Some stuff I'm breaking even. Some stuff I'm making like marginal profit. I just want to turn and burn this old inventory out of my store, because when it sits in your store, it kind of toxifies your system. It messes with your metrics. And my understanding is eBay actually suppresses your views, especially, or I will say at least on those specific items. Like, people just don't even see them. This one I am going to keep. Hang on to it. Until it causes a problem, I'm just going to fold this stuff up the way that I was folding it. I know that you probably are not as invested in this conundrum as I am, and maybe you don't care. A Rhino Linings t-shirt. Not shocked that this has not sold. Yeah, I think that'll flip. I think it'll do all right. I got this shirt from the bins. It cost me basically nothing. I would not recommend picking this up even for like a couple bucks. This one I already know I'm probably just gonna dump. Because I don't know the keyword. And I had this in an ancient haul video and nobody knew what this was called. It's some kind of a ceremonial, I assume, Japanese garment with a white stain on it. That's also one of the downsides of the bin system that I had forgotten about until I started shipping stuff out en masse again, having run the sale, is that for some reason, the interiors of the bins become coated in this weird fine layer of chalk. You just get these spots like this, these light spots, and they wipe right off, but there's some kind of like plastic debris that gets exuded out of the bin material or something. I don't know exactly how it happens. Anyway, I don't know what this is called. Maybe it's just a wall hanging, actually. I don't know if this is actually meant to be worn. There's no brand, there's no size, there's no material tag. I don't know the precise keyword for this, so I'm probably just gonna end up dumping it. Let me look at it in my inventory. Perfect. This is a forgotten item. I'm glad that I'm doing this big audit, or will be doing this big audit, because this is not active in my store. And I know that this is not active on my Poshmark either. So this has just been taking up space for no reason. So I'm happy just to throw that into a little pile. Maybe I'll just do like a whatnot auction at some point. Sell it for like $3, maybe. I got a bunch of these gun shirts from the bins. I think they're all new without tags. The brand is Volley 3. Volley 3 is not a known brand. And they are on sale for crazy cheap. No one's looking at them. I'm probably just going to dump these, especially because I have like 6 of them and they're just going to take up space. They've been taking up space. Nah, I'm just going to dump them. Because they're so cheap. I haven't sold a single one the whole time that they've been in my store. Yeah, these are annoying, so whatever. I think this was Zara, right? No, it was H&M. Big shocker, this didn't sell. It has sandhill cranes on it. I know that that is a sandhill crane because I'm a bird maverick. I watch them. Yeah, it's getting a bunch of looks. So I think I'm going to hang on to this one. I probably wouldn't pick it up now. I probably wouldn't even pick it up at the bins. H&M is just anathema. Unless you can find it new with tags, or unless you really, really know your stuff. Like if you really are good with women's trends, and you find the exact correct cut, and you can do the quantum mechanics in your head of seasonality, material, fabric, cut, style, you can make it work. I typically have been burned by trying to flip H&M. Express is a different story. Pretty much most of the other fast fashion brands are a little bit more forgiving than H&M. Well, I will say H&M is one of the hardest. They are typically tricky to flip, but there's always workarounds. New with tags is probably the easiest way to do it. But H&M, very treacherous, very, very tough. Even stuff like that I thought, you know, I'll pick it up at the bins. It's just so eye-catching and weird, someone's going to want it. Someone's going to want it. The great refrain of clothing resellers often is not the case. I know that I've talked this point unto death on the channel over the many, many decades that I've been putting videos out. But you really should not trust your instincts all the time. You should be skeptical of your instincts. This is a true spec camo jacket, or shacket, I guess I could call it. True spec, not a very good brand. Let's see what I had it priced at. The sell-through is okay. I'm gonna go in and mess with the title. All right, I romanced the keywords in the title a little bit. I gotta say, this takes me back to when I first started reselling. And it must be said that there is something aesthetically nice about the clear mailer. If I was gonna keep doing the bin system, I would stick to my guns and I would say, this is not necessary. But now that I'm doing it, now that I'm looking at it, I still don't think it's necessary for the sake of customer service or shipping stuff safely, because I've never once had a problem shipping clothing just naked in the actual poly mailer. One of these, just stuffing it in one of these. But because I have to do it for this, I kind of like it. Pair of women's jeans. The brand is Harper. I don't even remember these at all. I don't think that's a very good brand. I'll look at the sell-through. I don't know. Did you catch that? Harper. Don't remember where I got these. It probably would have been from the bins. I don't think that I would have really rolled the dice on that otherwise. So there's about 1,100 actives. Oh my God. 34 solds. What a disaster. I don't know why I thought I could get away with this. This is just being taken out. Getting sniped. Veto. Veto on the Harper jeans. Must have been a bins item. This is a vintage t-shirt that I picked up because my older brother had this shirt when I was a teenager. It's this old site, this old website, Yugo.com. I don't know if anybody, I barely remember it. I think it was kind of like an E-Bombs World type thing. Let's see if anybody has looked at it. Nope. 0 views in the last 30 days. I'm probably going to take this down. I got this at a... It was like a pseudo garage sale. It's this person that did arbitrage on storage units. They had a bunch of new tags clothing, and it's a sheath dress. I think it's Nicole by Nicole Miller. I'm guessing that is a lower end line of Nicole Miller, which to begin with, I don't think is that good. It retailed for 60 bucks. Even new tags, the sales numbers are dismal. I'm not going to just let this eat a hole in my metrics. If there's no market for something, even if it's new with tags, just what's the point? It's just going to take up space. It's going to eat into your metrics. It's going to weaken your store. And you're going to end up just getting rid of it in the end anyway. So I'm just cutting my losses on that one. Ay, 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 ay. This needs to be steamed. Another downside of doing the bin system is that this happens. You can see it. You know, it's not the end of the world. You can just steam it before you send it out, but it's another unnecessary extra step. So it's Bad and Betty. I tried to flip this locally, but I had like a $50 price tag on it because it is actually pretty valuable. Yeah, I'm definitely going to hang on to this one, but I'm going to set it aside to be steamed before I put it in the inventory system. Ah, what are you doing here? Accumulating wrinkles is what's happening. It's a Prana. I think another one that's going to have to be steamed before I put it in. Prana's overall a pretty good brand. The bottoms definitely sell better for me than the tops generally. Men's button-up Prana shirts have probably been the slowest sellers for me. This is a fairly basic women's top, and it does have some pilling on the fabric and no material tag, so put some questions in the buyer's minds. I'm going to hang on to it. Let's check the sell-through on Prana women's tops. Let's do Prana sweater. Yeah, sell-through is okay. Sell-through is under 50%, but since I have it anyway, and I probably got it at the bins, and since it's on sale, someone's going to pop on that. I'll probably accept an offer for really cheap just to move it. And the bin, the bottom of the bin, I'm realizing, has a gigantic crack in it, and the fabric of this one was trapped in the crack. I hate to be trapped in a crack. Thyme and Honey. I have a feeling, I have a hunch that I'm just going to get rid of this one. I don't think that's a very good brand. Nah, I'm going to dump it. Yeah, it was up for $9 forever and it didn't sell. And what's the point? $9 with free shipping, and it's on sale now, so I'm just going to end up losing money on that, shipping it out. Oh well. One bin down. Feels good, man. What did we get? We got all this plus the 2 that are going to get steamed and then put in here. And obviously, again, this is just a temporary thing. The actual boxes that you use are much longer. They're 30 inches long. I didn't go for the 30-incher. I went for the 28-incher because I'm such a free-thinking maverick, as I covered before, because it'll extend just not quite as far out into the room, given the dimensions of this thing that Mick built in the beginning of this video, or at the end of this video, or in a different video. We'll see. All right. I like it. So far, I like it. The one thing I will say is there's not a lot of uniformity in terms of the height of the items. So maybe I'll change how I orient inside of these bags to make them kind of more equivalent so I can flip through them faster. Although it's probably not a massive problem. Thanks for watching.